What is going on, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Trey Jones. Today I'm going to be opening up about something that has kind of affected me my whole entire life, and until recently I didn't think it was a huge deal. I just thought it was a bad habit that had a few consequences, but now I'm starting to put two and two together and realize that this may have something to do with my anxiety issues, especially it could have been some foreshadowing of what was to come as far as my anxiety disorders, which I suffered from health anxiety, panic disorder, social anxiety, and bouts of depression. This could have been something that was rooted within my childhood as a result of some type of stress. Now, this is a body-focused repetitive behavior, which means it's obviously focusing on your physical body. I dealt with lip biting, cheek biting, tongue biting, and that was what I really focused on. I was a very habitual child, and it turns out that this doesn't mean for sure. I'm not a psychologist or therapist or a medical doctor. This is just through research because I was curious. It can indicate that you were going through some type of stress, and this is something that you latched onto for whatever reason. I've never been a person to enjoy pain, but and I'm being really real with you guys and opening up, so this is kind of a big deal for me, but for some reason, the sensation of biting the inside of my cheeks, my lips, and my tongue, that pain was sort of satisfying. And I only think it's satisfying now as an adult because it was something that I used to probably cope with stress as a child. And this is mind-blowing to me, and it's like, every day I'm kind of figuring out something new about myself. And my channel is all about helping people with anxiety and stress, so I thought I'd kind of open up about this and try to relate with some of you on my channel specifically that could be going through this and you're kind of embarrassed to talk about it. But it actually got quite serious for me, and some of you may have been through this as well. This started, if I had to put an age on it, probably 7, 8 years old. I remember doing it, I liked the way that it felt, and I just couldn't stop doing it. This is kind of an OCD type behavior. This isn't a video intended to diagnose you as OCD. Like I said, I'm not a psychologist. I can't diagnose anybody. That's not what this is about. But it is an OCD type behavior. It could be an indicator that that's something that you're dealing with. I'm not going to label myself as an OCD sufferer, but it was an OCD type behavior. And I just kept doing it. It became a habit. And I remember when I first got attached to doing this, I bit the inside of my lips, right here, and I bit that one spot, probably about that big, on my lip. And I did this for about a week until it ulcered over and it developed an infection. I remember telling my mom, and she's like, whoa, that's serious. But I was too embarrassed to tell her that I was actually causing this. She asked me, what's going on? Did you hurt yourself? I was like, I don't know. It just came up. I was too embarrassed. And I don't think I ever actually admitted to her that that's what I did. But she took me to the doctor. The doctor was looking at it. He was all weirded out. He didn't understand why that was happening for no reason. He asked me if I had gotten into any accident or if I'd bumped my lip or bit my lip, and I told him no, I don't know why, because I was scared that I was gonna get in trouble. And I know many of you that probably go through this, you're embarrassed to open up about it and talk about it, but it's a serious issue. It could indicate some other issues going on in your life and in your mental health. And I didn't realize at the time. I was just embarrassed and shameful for it. So I ended up having to get antibiotics because it was seriously infected. I did this quite a few times on my cheeks. Ulcers and canker sores, man, I had them all the time. I would often do it until I was bleeding. I could taste blood whenever I would swallow, obviously. If I spit out, there would be blood. Lately, as I got older, it's happened less and less, but I still do it, and I especially do it at night. I think I started as I'm falling asleep, maybe as a comfort thing, and as I'm starting to fade away, I do it even more. Then I wake up the next day and I've got a whole side of my tongue that's raw, and then it'll hurt all day. I've even had my lymph nodes swell up, and then it'll ulcer over, and then it takes a few days to go away, but it's so painful it was hard for me to eat. And this is it's an odd behavior, I'm not going to lie. And I've always thought I was just kind of a weird child, and it was a weird habit to form because I formed many weird habits as a child. But I think it was a way of me dealing and coping with stress, at least from the research that I've seen. I can't bet $1 million on that or anything, but I think it might have something to do with my later anxiety disorders even. It could have been some type of foreshadowing. So if this is something that you're dealing with, you are not alone. I know it seems kind of odd or maybe even weird to you, but open up to somebody about it. There's a lot of help that you can get as far as mental health wise. If you feel like this may be some indicator that you have stress, many of you are like, wow, oh my gosh, I have anxiety and stress disorders, and this is something that I do. I've just read and seen and through quite a bit of research lately, because I've been curious on why I've done this since I was a child, because I'm trying to figure out if some things happened to me whenever I was a kid that led to my anxiety down the road. It turns out I had many factors coming down to genetics, being afraid to die. I've had a lot of things happen to me in my life that led to my anxiety disorders, and this could have just been one clue that something else was going to happen down the road. So if you're going through this and you're dealing with that, I know that it does generally get better with age. Some of you are probably like, it hasn't gotten any better. I still have my bad days. It's not something I do on the daily by any means. Consciously, you can break the habit, obviously. It's just, how strong-minded are you going to be breaking that habit? Because it is an action that you can physically control. Some of you that are dealing with it at night, you might want to look into some other types of things like meditation, some CBT therapy from a therapist or something like that, to see if you can really figure that out. I will say that they actually do make mouth guards for people that are dealing with this, because it's become so serious and are having horrible infections or sores in their mouth. So guys, I just want you to know something else about me. I just wanted to be open to you. It seems like an odd thing, but many people do it. It's much like pulling hair or biting your nails. It's a body-focused, repetitive behavior. So guys, I just wanted to open up about that. If you're suffering from anxiety disorder, any type of depression or mental health issue, I have tips down below in the description. Check that out. And I mentioned therapy. If you haven't been to therapy and you have anxiety disorders, give it a shot. It's cheaper than in-person therapy. The link is down below. You can choose from thousands of therapists to deal with the situation that you're dealing with, and you can do it like we're talking right now on the phone or on the PC or a laptop. You can do it at home. You don't have to leave. So if that's an issue, they got you covered there. There's journals down there that deal with meditation, morning habits. It's a morning sidekick journal, and a fat loss and nutrition journal to get your lifestyle on track for anxiety recovery and success in general. Also, I have my Snapchat, my Twitter, my Instagram, and there's a Facebook group actually down there. If you haven't joined, please join. There's over 20,000 members in there of people that deal with anxiety disorders. We discuss that. We help each other out. It's a beautiful family. Guys, please like this video if you got value. If you deal with lip biting, cheek biting, tongue biting, or even any other body-focused repetitive behaviors like hair pulling, nail biting, things like that. There's some other ones out there that I didn't mention. Let us know down below in the comment section, okay? Also, subscribe if you haven't, and hit the notification bell so you get updates when I put these videos out. I love you guys. I will talk to you later. Have a beautiful rest of your day.